in Hyundai Middle East and Africa, and Tim Battenberg, the Vice President of N-Brand Management and Motorsports. We are also very fortunate to be joined by other representatives from Hyundai Middle East and Africa. This morning, we'll be giving you an overview of the N brand and showcase Kona N, Elantra N, and Veloster N. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentations, so please do save all your questions till the end. Ladies and gentlemen, and now it's my honor and my pleasure to welcome Mr. Antonio Lee, the head of Customer Experience Team in Middle East and Africa. Mr. Antonio, over to you.
Alright. It's been a long time no see, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay? So, but the coronavirus actually jealousy the relationship between you and Hyundai. So actually couldn't get together for last 2 years. But today, Hyundai and brand made reunion together here in Autodrome in Dubai for launching M-brand in Saudi Arabia. So actually my official welcome speech including a little bit of longer, but I don't want to interrupt all of you guys because I know you guys want to experience wonderful our N model, Elantra, Kona, and Veloster. And also we invite you guys really valuable guests from our global headquarters, Mr. Teal. Okay, actually in this kind of situation, it's not easy as it's coming from the Korea to here. So you can hear more and interactive more with Mr. Teal. So I just wanna thank you again for joining today. So you will start with Hyundai today here in Autodrome about the new chapter of Hyundai N brand in Saudi Arabia. Okay? There is actually a slogan for N. It's saying never just drive. I'm gonna take out some warning there. You guys just enjoy today. We will make you never just drive today with M brand. Thank you. Shukran.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. I am confident that under your leadership, we will continue to grow in strength. Ladies and gentlemen, the N brand is all about pure power in combination with excellent technology. It has been turning heads in Europe and North America. To tell us more about the N brand and plans and strategy, please welcome Tim Battenberg.
Thank you very much, May. That was inspiring already. Antonio, thank you for having me. Everyone, welcome to this end driving experience. And honestly, I'm personally touched. This is a wonderful moment for us, a wonderful moment for me personally, because I've never been to Dubai. And this is how I get to travel the world and get to know places, because N is growing and expanding all over the globe. You have said it, May. It's in Europe, it's in North America, and now you have the honor to get 3 fantastic cars. It's the Veloster N, the Kona N, and the Elantra N. And I've driven all the cars. We will have the joy to drive it today. I will have the joy to get to know the Dubai Autodrome, because I love racetracks. My blood is oil, sweat, and tears, and I like to drive cars, especially on racing circuits. I have to take a clicker, I believe. Yes, there it is. So first to my person a little bit. I started working for Hyundai in October of 2016 in Germany. I'm a German national, and I was quite impressed with Hyundai's change from maybe 10 years ago to now. And it's been a very positive journey, and I was especially impressed because I came in 2016, 1 year before we launched the i30N, which is similar to the Elantra, in the European market. So I was able to experience launching the N brand globally, and then decided, and then I wanted, and that was my my deepest pleasure to actually go to headquarters, to HEC, to Seoul in Korea, where I'm working now for 2 years. So this is to my person. I've been working for Mercedes before that for 16 years. I was, of course, a premium brand, and N is making things for Hyundai overall. And this is what I would like you to take with you today. Hyundai is expanding, and Hyundai N is having a huge contribution to that way forward. But now I would like to get and talk to you a little bit about the history, about the authentic way of how the N brand was developing over time. What does N stand for? It actually stands for two initials, Namyang, which is the R&D center in Korea, and the Nürburgring, and everyone knows the Nürburgring. It's probably the hardest and the toughest racetrack in the world, on the same level with Le Mans. But N is also, and it's quite nice in this picture taken from the Nürburgring, it is symbolizing the chicane, the shape of a chicane. And not only a chicane on a racetrack, but every winding road you can drive with your car and you can have fun driving. Because, as Antonio already said, it's never just about driving, it's about coming together like here and today, not only with media and journalists, but also with friends, with other people who are like-minded and actually want to enjoy time together. And this is also what N is about. Never just drive. Do more than simply drive, enjoy every second of it. The N brand is based on 3 product pillars. It's everyday sports car, corner rascal, and racetrack capability. Let me start with racetrack capability. Our developers and engineers in Namyang, and also at the HMETC, it's the technical center at the Nürburgring, they did a fabulous job. And you might know that Albert Biermann, who was the head of BMW M before, came to Hyundai in 2015, and he started developing these great cars. And he said, and I agree with him, it's not only the RPMs, the revs per minute, it's the beats per minute. It's what you feel when you drive these cars. We don't want to compete with 0 to 100 and be the fastest car. We want to be the car which you're driving and you have the most fun. Corner rascal, of course it has to do with this. Albert Biermann told me that there's actually torque steer. Like you go over the front wheels a lot of times because there's no rear-wheel drive. And he said, a lot of people want to develop it away. But he more or less developed it into the future because even when you go into these winding roads, you have fun driving that torque steer. It's more or less a feature for us. And Bob One will talk about this a little bit more in just a minute. Everyday sports car. N is accessible. It's not overly high price. It's affordable. And at the same time, it's not only about the price, we also talk about fun per dollar. So you get a lot of fun for a quite reasonably priced vehicle, but it's also not only for the racetrack. If you customize it, and there's a lot of customizing possibilities within the HMI of the car, you can do the touch of a button, you can do the steering, you can do the engine sound, which is so dominant for him. So it's also for your normal everyday commute. And transport something, especially the Elantra, is also good for its versatility. And based on these product pillars, we believe Hyundai N, and this is what we stand for, this is the brand values, the building, exhilarating, authentic, yet accessible vehicles. Just have a sip of water. A little bit into the branding story, a little bit more into the branding story, how we set up our overall direction. You probably all know that Hyundai is very active in motorsports. It started with the WRC, with the Volleyball Championship, In 2013, we said we would participate. 2014 was the first races. And it took quite some time to become successful, but that's motorsports. You don't start and win in the first year. So in 2019 and 20, we won the manufacturer's title twice. And this is the cradle of N. There's an element of survival. There's the testing under extremist conditions of our features, of our technology. And this goes with our engineers right into the production models. But there's a step in between. There's the halo cars. We call it the rolling lab. It's the racing midship. It's RM. And I will come to this in 1 minute. It proves N's progress in our vision. It is an iconic car concept. So it's drivable. It's the shape of a Veloster M. And we'll have a 6-minute film with us. Quite entertaining, but I will have you watch it because I think this is very important and the information for you will be very valuable. Inline is a sports and design package which is lifting up our base models. So in and inline together makes a new brand which is all under the halo models and the motorsports activities we do. I already talked about WRC. Of course, we are also in customer racing. We won the championship title with Gabriele Tarquini in 18 and 19 with Mr. Nicolitz. And we are always participating in the 24 hours race at the Nürburgring. So we have TCR cars. Last time we had the i30N TCR, the Elantra TCR, and we were driving with the i20N. It's a special model for Europe, which is actually fun. It would fit here as well. Maybe we can talk about introducing the i20N as well. And our first participation, this is when we have to talk about the future of motorsports becoming sustainable. And since this year we are participating in the ETCR, the first electrified touring car racing series in the world. So we're competing with other brands in there, and it's quite astonishing when you drive in electric vehicles as well. We have always the discussion, how long are we going to do this combustion engine? Of course it takes another 8, 9, 10 years, and we will have fun with what you are launching here today in this region. But at some point we have to parallelly introduce sustainable electrified vehicles as well. This is the rolling lab. It started with RM14, 15, 16, 19, and of course it's resembling the year it was launched or it was developed. It's with all these RMs, and RM20E is the first electrified rolling lab, and it made racing and cars faster, lighter, and even more fun. So throughout the years, this is what the developers did for us, and we always invite also your colleagues in Europe or the US, and to have them drive these vehicles as well. Right now, the most current ones are 19 combustion engine RM20 electrified. And we don't only do electrification with battery electric, which this is, the RM20, but what we also do, we are charging the cars, the electrified cars, with electric power generated by hydrogen. And we do this for the entire ETCR racing series. So there's a hydrogen generator, there's a hydrogen charger, which is then deriving the power for the vehicles. So as you know, for Hyundai as a group, as a company, sustainability and become carbon neutral in the future is one of the major focuses of our company. Let's enjoy the film.
Let's stop it right here. You see that smile? How about this? Yeah, that's more like it. Here at Ed, we have some cars that can make you want to put your foot down on the pedal, look for the double curve sign, and hear the roar. But creating Ed cars is no simple feat. You gotta have the perfect chassis, the perfect engine, the perfect brake system, The perfect transmission that shifts gears not too late or not too early. The perfect suspension that is not too soft or not too hard. The steering wheel has to be consistent and accurate at all times. The driving logic has to be perfect. The geometry setting must be on point. The aerodynamics, the cooling, the list goes on. And plus, it has to look great. And sound perfect. So how does N make cars just like that? Well, welcome to the RM project. In 2012, at Nanyang R&D Center, a group of passionate car geeks volunteered to make something special. More precisely, to turn their dreams of high performance into reality. And it was not exactly a walk in the park. It was more like race in some of the most fierce motorsport competitions, learn everything there is to know about high performance, and try a lot more times, again and again. The key was to apply those learnings to end models so that you can feel those motorsport technologies when driving end cars. And if you ever made a performance car from scratch, that meant only one thing: a lab where you can test, develop, and verify technologies, all while having fun. So that's what we did, with a rolling lab, which evolved to this lab, then to this lab. Unlike other so-called concept cars, the RF project is not just a one-off display of exterior design. As a matter of fact, we stick to the Veloster's hatchback body because it allows the mid-ship powertrain. The perfect setup to test high-performance technologies for the future end cars. To name just a few, the ELSD, which makes that unique end-corner carving differentials, was tested and verified by RM16 and applied to the i30N. And the 8-speed wet DCT with RM19 for every end car on the road right now. But it's more about the evolution of technology through the RM project. Since RM15, and sound, which you can feel from inside and the outside, has been developed from the exhaust sound design based on the motorsport sound. So, if you're looking at an RM prototype, you're actually looking at the future of N. Speaking of the future, let's ask Albert Bierman. Mr. Bierman, so, what is the future of N?
Yeah, so the sustainable high performance car.
So yeah, there you have it. The sustainable future of N. The RM20E. But before I talk about RM20E, I have to tell you how it was born. RM20E was developed together with RM19 under the same philosophy, a race car on the road. RM19 and RM20E are actually based on the racing cars Veloster N TCR and E-TCR. And this is how we tame the beast and make it more road legal. RM19, for example, we take the Veloster N TCR, relocate the engine position, turning it into a racing midship. Then we add passenger seats, RMDPS, partial cage, reinforced chassis, and double wishbone at the rear. For the final touch, we add driver convenience features to reduce noise and vibration, and to increase stability and aerodynamics. And here you have a race car on the road. So, why develop RM20E and RM19 together? Why make an engine car and electric car at the same time? The answer is the efficient and optimized R&D process. With RM19, which has the traditional engine, we push the limits of body and chassis aerodynamic performance for the purpose of transferring those proven technologies from RM19 into the RM20E. In the meantime, with RM20E, we focused on the electric powertrain and cooling technologies for maximum performance. A genius plan, huh? So, how did we pull this off? TEAMWORK. Everybody chipped in. And I mean everybody. We have the Nanyang R&D Center, researching and developing. Then you have Hyundai Motor Europe Technical Center for testing the cars on the legendary Nürburgring. And despite their busy schedule with winning titles, Hyundai Motorsports provided their motorsports technologies and know-hows. So, big shout out to everybody. And as a result, voila, the birth of electrifying RM20E. RM20E is the first step into the era of electrified N, and it represents a revolutionary new chapter of electrified N performance. The RM20E can crank up the total max power of 592 kilowatts and a whopping 960 newton meters of torque. That's the equivalent of over 800 horsepower. Thanks to the 800V high voltage system, it can be charged up to 80% in about 30 minutes. But here at N, we understand the numbers never add up to emotions. We know there are plenty of car people who love the heart-pumping exhaust sound and the gear shift feel. Just like you and just like us. That's why RM20E is engineered with a sound amplifier to roar according to your driving input. And you can feel that sound, not only inside, but also the outside. And there are more features to make that grid on your face. I can't reveal everything yet, but it's under development for a better interaction between car and driver. N's iconic carving field will be enhanced by ECU, which controls the explosive power and guarantees the traction for you. And perhaps, for a first ever, and drift maybe, this really is just the beginning of a new era. The story of electrified N is just starting to unfold. And did I mention we are also developing fuel cell electric powertrains? Well, that's a topic for another N day. Until then, we are gonna keep rolling with the Rolling Lab.
Yes, we're not stopping still. I think I'm always impressed when I see this movie, which, of course, my team and the developing area filmed. And what I would like to take from this film as well is the team behind all of this. Because there's very passionate in people. And everyone, and I can tell this secret, would like to work for our team and for our division. And I'm very proud of Badman and Antonio here and your team, and how we spread the seed of N across the world. And this is very particular, and this is what I would like to take from this film as well. And I hope that came across. Thank you. N is building a solid portfolio by now. We started, as you know, and I already touched upon it, i30 and i30 Fastback N in 2018, the Veloster N, with a double clutch transmission, the 8-speed wet double clutch transmission, which will be racing, by the way, with the i30 in this year's or next year's 2022 24 hours race at the Nürburgring. And we're expanding our reach, and we would like to give people more choices now with the i20N for Europe, which just won the Car of the Year from Top Gear, which is for the Europeans quite a high recommendation and award, in the Elantra. Expanding, and we're actually having more fun also with a hot hatch or hot SUV and with a compact sedan like the Elantra. We're very proud of these vehicles. Also your colleagues all over the world, and I hope you will have the same feeling after racing these cars on the racetrack, are writing quite impressively, like the devil is in the details, small sports sedan, engaged, it's good, it's incredibly good. The car driver out the corner and says, Veloster for practical people. So it's praised, and I hope you have the same fun as your colleagues from other media. Also awards, I touched upon Top Gear, Veloster and i20 is winning awards, which is for us, of course, beautiful, because it shows us the appreciation of the sports world and the car world in terms of media. Our most important task to do is actually to spread the seed for our enthusiasts. And there's a lot of people who like to gather, who come together, who share their individuality, who want to express their lifestyle. And this is what we do with a couple of marketing activities. There's in clubs we get together, in track days in Germany, especially in Europe, but also in the US. And this would be one offer to you. Maybe we can see each other again in 2022 when we do our in-track day here in Dubai or in one of the other bigger cities here in this region. And I would love to join you one more time in 2022 and be with you again and talk about how that year went, and hopefully also COVID then. So I think this concludes my presentation, and now Badman will give you a little bit more information about the cars that you will be driving later, and I'll see you on the racetrack in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much.
It's showcased how it's not only about driving, but it's fun enjoying every single moment of it. And now to take us through the N-Line Up introduction, I would like to welcome to the stage Mohammed Badman, the head of marketing.
Are you ready
motivation?
We were born ready.
Do I look nervous?
No,
Little bit?
not that bad.
Okay. So welcome everyone. I'm Mohammed Badwan. I'm thrilled to share our growing end portfolio. As Till said earlier, N is a high performance brand of Hyundai. And all N cars are made to be fun to drive. So hopefully today you will enjoy your driving. Finally, Volestil, Kona, Elantra N have made their long-awaited launch here in the region. Before introducing these new models that have been spotlighted since the global launch, I would like to pinpoint how our technology fulfills the three-product philosophy which make N the most fun to drive. Our technology have bases on our three-product philosophy: corner rascal, everyday sport car, and racetrack capability. First, N maximize the aggressive taste of going through corners, and today you will experience this. To make this possible, N is equipped with the N corner curving differential and body enhancement. Second, N focuses on the responsiveness, different driving environment, the N-grain technology, and last but not least, N is ready as is for the racetrack. With our motorsport experience, we know how to make a car control the extreme situation at track driving and maximize fun without any additional fix-up. This means N is a car that can go straight from the dealership and hit the maximum fun on the track without any fine tuning. Let's watch this video. Sexy model, guys. Do you agree with me? Do you agree? Perfect. So, we put our maximum effort to build 3 N models, which we have here today. We've made tons of improvement to make N stand out in the FF high performance segment. First, I would like to start with how the powertrain and high performance takes driving from street to circuit. Volestil N is equipped with a Fitta 2.0 liter turbo GDI engine with improved performance than before. Engine performance of Elantra N and Kona N has been further enhanced. The flat power engine calibration has been newly applied to the engine. This ensures high responsiveness and improved acceleration at wider RPM range. Moreover, our 8-speed wet DCT has been improved in terms of durability, offering faster gear change to provide the sequential gearbox feeling of motorsport. The DCT comes with a track sense shift, NTS, which automatically selects the right gear and shift timing for optimal performance. Both transmissions are equipped with the rev matching features and automatically optimize the RPM of engine and gear shift, implementing smooth and fast downshift. And our team, of course, I know most of the media here, they are excited and they want to know more information about our technology and technical specs, and definitely we will share it with you in time. Launch control. Launch control is one of the most attractive technologies
our market would love. In that, it allows our customer to win 0 to 90 competition with a range from 2,000 to 3,500 RPM. Now, let me talk about one of the key technology of N, the ELSD. It delivers more engine power to the wheel and let the car escape from the corner without any understeer. And here comes a technology that mitigates any reduction in torque when upshifting. NPS, enhanced acceleration performance, and direct drive feel and by optimizing shift response. And next comes the NGS, a booster button only found on DCT models. This overboost feature, and first introduced in the Veloster N, returned with more acceleration as well. This time, we increased the boost pressure and reduced the interval time. First is the sound equalizer, NSE. It allows detailed control and adjust of volume and equalizer range as desired. And thanks to the newly added DCR sound mode, drivers can feel now the high-pitched engine sound inspired by our motorsport. Next comes the upgraded chassis and suspensions, which offer dynamic handling and riding comfort. And you will experience this today. Here I would like to highlight the rear stiff bar, which strengthens the Elentra and body rigidity. It's very important. The safety is very important for us. This H-shape multi-joint rear stiff bar not only adds a sporty look, but also increased body rigidity by 29% compared to the base model. The electronic control suspension enables N to be dragster even in everyday life. The computer control system provides the best ride and handling performance by adjusting the car suspension and modifying the shocks and the stress. Now we'll talk about the braking system or the brake system. N provides robust braking performance to shine in corners and shoot out on the highways. Together with the increased disc and brake pad size, a brake air guard has been applied to improve cooling efficiency. High-performance tires have been applied to secure the best traction to our models. Kona N and Veloster N are equipped with a Pirelli Zero, and our Elentra N is the first N model to use 245 size Michelin DS4S as a standard. Infotainment system. An advanced infotainment system provides a new driving experience, and today you will feel it. Just like an racing video game, the 2 N button found on the steering wheel can be customized to toggle custom modes that best fit to the driver, so you can have it. Each button can be preset for comfort such as lap timer and driver mode and etc. Despite emotions, we've enhanced power, strengthened body stiffness, reduced weight, and attention has been paid to every detail. Hope everyone here is bucked up to enjoy every second of Veloster, Kona, and Elentra N. Please, as Mr. Antonio and Mr. Phil just said, never just drive. Enjoy every second of driving. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Muhammad. It was fabulous. I can sense the passion. And the great thing is that everything he's saying here right now, we're going to be experiencing it on the track. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Great, everyone. Well, now I'm sure some of you have some questions and some of you would like to experience stage. Mr. Till and Mr. Mohammed will be answering some of your questions before we tell you more about what's going to happen in the test track.